just 24 hours, I'm riding the entirety of every light rail system in Denmark. Both of them.
Okay, we've made it to Odense, which is the third largest city in Denmark. So we are the 813 to Svendborg. Oh my gosh, it's a little baby train. This is so exciting. A lot of legroom, my gosh. Nice big tray table with a coffee thingy. We're only on this for a couple stops. We're basically using this to get to the end of the light rail here. Well, thanks for the trip, you little weirdo. I love how dinky this platform is. It's so cute. And then over here is the end of the light rail, which I actually can't ride until 8:30. I did this weird thing where you can pre-book a ticket in the app, but you have to like schedule it. So it's not scheduled to come online until 8:30. So I'm stuck in this weird little area until then. Look how little space it takes up to fit all these bikes. I mean, just think about how much more space it would take to fill up a comparative number of cars. So this line runs every 7.5 minutes all day, which is very good. And something that's cool is that they have separate countdown clocks for each platform. So there's only one train here now, but we know that that's leaving in 6 minutes. The next train on this platform isn't leaving for 13 minutes. Slightly concerning, but it looks like I need to be online for the ticket to go through. That is a bit of a concern given that there's no Wi-Fi here. Well, here's a fun thing. It seems like besides the card, which is mainly for residents in Denmark, there's no way to actually get a physical single ticket. So I guess if they yell at me, I'll just say there was nothing else I could do. Here's the route we're taking for what it's worth. So we're gonna slowly make our way through the university, up into town, go kind of around the city center, and then end up, I believe this is a shopping mall. It's actually kind of a long trip. It'll take about 40 minutes. History, or poetry. Ooh, this is nice. It's very open. Looks like a couple stops at the university are temporarily closed or something. First of all, grassy tram tracks. Second of all, I have to assume this is all slated to be redeveloped because there's nothing right now. Light rail station, light rail accessible car dealership. This is really basically the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's just these random office parks here and there. Maintenance facility.
Park and ride.
Park and ride. Those are such cute bike racks. Wow, this is a park and ride, all right. With an indoor waiting room? Oh my God. There's a whole bunch of construction going on here now. So this is definitely in a couple of years going to be a much bigger deal than it is now. And the tram will be a lot more useful. Oh, here's the closed stop. So there's going to be a new hospital here. I mean, this is another case where they're just doing a ton of development around this line. It's just amazing how the tram is here, its own right of way, seemingly no roads, and then just construction on both sides. That outbound tram is very busy. I think the peak direction right now is probably toward the university, not into the city. Also, maybe it's the fog, but this monolithic park looks very... just... evil. Carl's Jr.? I did not know that was exported here. There's a whole stop just for IKEA. That's awesome. I think that's the building the station is serving. It's kind of annoying that there's just parking in between us and it. You can't tell from this angle, but this apartment complex has parking out front too. I wonder if some of these complexes were built before the light rail came in. Because the new ones they're developing right now seem a lot more planned around this line, whereas these ones were probably just here before they built it. That train is standing room only. I mean, I was going to complain about how twisty this line is, but clearly it doesn't matter. A ton of people are using it. Now we're entering kind of old school, dense residential neighborhoods, and I think because of that we're just getting more tram passengers who are, you know, commuting into the city probably. This is such a good use of the streets. Tram tracks, one lane for car traffic, protected bike lane and sidewalk, and now it's fully pedestrianized, which is even better. And here's the central station, which apparently has this massive building. Ooh, light rail accessible stadium. Alright, here we are, Tarup Center, which is pretty desolate, and the mall here doesn't open until 10, so I think we'll just take the tram back into the city center. Here's the mall. You definitely can't say it's not transit accessible. And I will say, given that the mall isn't open, this stop is seemingly very popular. There's already several people on that tram. Got off in the pedestrianized city center, which would be inclined to call an old town, but it's actually quite modern. I mean, it's a very good tram line. It covers a huge portion of the city. The university seems to generate a ton of ridership. It runs straight through the city center on its own little right-of-way, which is really cool. If I had one complaint, I hate that you can't get physical tickets, and frankly I'm just really lucky that A, I pre-ordered my ticket on my phone, but also you can't even activate it unless you have an internet connection, so in that sense I'm really lucky that no one checked my ticket, because I don't know what they would have done. I know we're in a modern age now, but like what if your phone dies, etc, etc. Here's the Hans Christian Andersen house. It's apparently where he was born, so legendary hallowed ground here. Also, this definitely feels like more of an old town now, but with the fog combined with the fact that it's a winter Wednesday morning, it's totally dead. That crow is just making things feel even more desolate here. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I can just imagine on a summer's day it would be so nice. And it's even so nice now. It's just funny. It's like in the middle of winter and it's so desolate. I love how there's this little minibus that runs through downtown every 10 minutes. Oh, free Wi-Fi. I thought it said free. We're taking a ride on it. It's gotten more lively, maybe because the town's woken up, maybe because we're in this more like modern area with more businesses. I made it back to the central station a full 20 minutes before my train is supposed to leave. So turns out the central station is kind of a mall, and maybe a dying mall at that. For what it's worth, that's the Denmark Train Museum, Transportation Museum, I'm not sure. I know they have a bunch of trains, but unfortunately today we're riding real trains of the light rail variety. So now we'll be getting this train to Aarhus, which is the second biggest city in Denmark and is home to its other light rail system. Now, if this sign is to be believed, and I assume it is, this will be a 4-car train, but the second half of it will split at Fredericia. So it'll just be 2 cars to Aarhus and even further to Aalborg, which is like way up north. I wonder how busy it'll be. I'm glad the US isn't alone in running diesel trains under electric wires for some reason. We're leaving the station where the train split in 2, and now there are standees both in this car and in the vestibule. It's almost like running a 2-car train in your second largest city is kind of a dumb idea. Looks like the wires have stopped, but they're working on electrifying the line here. Well, pretty much the whole train emptied out there. It's almost like maybe they should split it up here because there's less ridership going further north from here. Anyway, this is Aarhus. It actually has a pretty nice station structure going on. Here's the beautiful main hall. We're walking the light rail. This is Mark. Mark met up with me because you go to school here, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, and here we go. Second light rail system in Denmark, 2 of 2. So this is a pretty nice tram. Is this, I know there's like 2 types of rolling stock. Is this the more like regional one?
Yes, because this goes on what was formerly a regional flash commuter train, and then the L2, which goes through town, that's the more trammy.
Okay, and the frequency kind of matches that. This is only every half hour?
Yes, and then every hour, pure real goal.
Wow, that's line 2 splitting off.
Yes.
Love the grassy median. You can see the railroad heritage here. The really nice thing about it is that all the other rail lines here are diesel, so you're actually getting electric service out to these sort of rural areas now.
That's all the new housing out there.
It's a shame they're only served by a half-hourly line.
Yes, it is very strange.
The trunk of line 2 is insanely frequent. We'll check that out later, but this part of line 1, even though it is kind of in the city, well, not anymore, is every half hour.
Within the buildings there, that's a nudist beach.
Oh, that's why it's kept well.
Yes.
Trans-accessible nudist beach, although there's no stop there. There should be. Okay, this is actually a trans-accessible beach.
Yes.
Are we single-tracked?
We think we are.
Oh, well, no wonder it's every half hour. I gotta say, this line has some really good water views.
Yes, so in there's a big old lake.
Right.
About 5k walk around, which is a traditional weekend event.
Tram-accessible horses. Okay, this is Lustrup?
Lustrup.
Kind of close. This is where line 1 and line 2 intersect. There's also apparently a very good Danish sausage place here that we're gonna check out. Oh, there is a physical ticket machine at least.
True, but you can only credit card, of course.
Oh, but at least it's a physical ticket machine.
It's true, yes. And a toilet?
Oh, is it paid, do you think? They usually are.
Oh, it says free toilet.
Oh, well then we have to do it.
Now it's time for a bathroom review.
Woo. Press the gray button for free entrance.
No. Apparently not.
I guess it's locked. Wow, this is giving me some like diner energy.
Yeah.
This is really cool. All right, this is the Queen of Denmark, so Danish heritage here. It's important.
All pray.
Here we go. Now I have to say I'm not a huge fan of hot dogs, but I'm wondering if, I mean, this is like, are the Danes known for hot dogs?
Yes.
Okay,
Or
so
we
this
like
is like,
to think we are.
if I'm gonna like a hot dog, it'll be this one.
Yes, it should be. We hope so.
I think it's as good as a hot dog's ever gonna be.
I like it. 55 minutes to go.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
This is a very long line. And we're already in farmland, and we still have like, 50 minutes to go. I appreciate that it's basically an interurban, because interurbans are cool and there should be more of them. We just made a stop in this town. I mean, like, because it was built on a regional rail line, it's like you have towns that are built around the tracks. It's like you are still serving stuff, there's just a ton of rural stuff in between. Look at that, transit-accessible supermarket and I think transit-oriented development?
Yeah, I think so.
Another station toilet, bike parking. This is...
One
say it. Yeah. This is the furthest you've gone.
Yes, this is uncharted territory for me as well.
Because it's electric and everything, these are faster than the trains they replaced, right?
Yes.
Which is cool, because you don't think about like replacing a heavy rail line with a light rail line thinking it'll be faster, but in this case, it worked out. This is still half hourly at this point. Like we're not even at the kind of short-term terminus, and it's already pretty barren. We're not near town seemingly, but there's a parking lot and actually very transit-accessible horses.
Yes. Even more than last
You could just walk out from the station and pet them. Also worth noting, it's a long journey, so there are outlets. Trans-accessible hay. Okay, this is,
We're on goal.
what?
You wanted me to say where we were.
You said, no, that is what I wanted you to say, but then I was like trying to look, it just never matches. Anyway, this is where half-hourly service ends, so our train is one of the hourly ones that goes past it. It's only 4 stops from here until the end, but we won't get there for 25 minutes. So the stops just get insanely far apart up here. We're slowing down and the surroundings look like this. I'm very curious what this stop is gonna look like.
What? Oh, somebody has pressed stop.
Yeah, someone's getting off.
Okay, so this is definitely a request stop.
Yeah.
They told us.
But that's interesting that some of them are request stops and some of them aren't.
Yeah, I just, based on usage.
Oh, you know what? There's a whole town here.
Magic, a town appeared.
In case I forget to film them on the way back, we just went by some very fuzzy looking horses that may have been Shetland ponies. I don't know if it works that way, but just letting you know that this light rail line apparently goes by fuzzy horses that might be Shetland ponies.
Third time we've seen transit-accessible horses today.
Alright, we're slowing down. I don't know what this stop's gonna look like given that everything looks like this. Trustrup? This feels very residential. This must have just been here when the train was here, and they just put a station in. I don't even hate that there are parking lots, honestly, because it's just so rural. Like, genuinely might have to drive here from somewhere.
That's the idea.
Alright, next stop is the last one. This tram is still pretty busy. I'm not opposed to hourly service up here because it's just so far out and it's not that big of a town, but if they wanted to make it every half hour, that probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Okay, this is Grenå. Close enough. We have about 11 minutes to do a lap of the town before getting the same tram back. I assume this is the old railroad station building?
Yes.
This is nice. It's a pedestrianized main street. Like, as an American, I feel like even the most mundane European town just like I'm blown away by.
Yes.
But
it's not a road.
Looks like this is fairly substantial. There's more streets with more businesses. I think that should get service every half hour.
Okay, I have to say though, there's a really cool looking ferry from here to Sweden, but you can only ride it if you have a carcation.
By the way, what is this peninsula called again?
Djursland is the area.
Okay.
And colloquially it's called Jutland's Nose.
Okay. Bathroom review, quick.
Woo!
Ew. Oh, other side! Oh crap, I didn't know that. I thought we could just ease. Why would it be on this side? Why? Why would you just... Okay, that was briefly very stressful. right, we've made it back to Lustrup. And we're immediately gonna get on line 2 now.
Dots.
I don't get why the doors are dotted. I mean, I guess better than the other bits. This must be the city type.
Yes.
Because this feels, yeah, the seats are less like tall. Here we go, time to ride all of line 2, which is easier said than done because line 2 was very confusing. Line 2 has trans-accessible horses too. Oh my god. This is a station? No. Do we stop here automatically? Hang on, let's just peek outside. Someone's getting on, so there's something here. This is a fascinating station.
There are bikes there. I think the bike rack
Okay,
is
so I
full.
guess they came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Is this going to be redeveloped, do you think? Or?
That's the plan.
Okay.
I hope so anyway. It doesn't look very...
Under construction. Another pretty desolate station, but there is some stuff going on over there.
There's a beer can.
So there is. This is completely bizarre. It's just nothing here.
We're gonna walk up there.
This is a weird one-stop spur that we have to do. Still considered part of line 2. This is so weird. It smells like the farm out here too. I love how it's just this massive tram intersection and then like one lane for cars in each direction. Like it's all trains. It's great. It's just, I mean, I know they're building stuff here, but for now it's just so desolate.
The bike and the footpath are the same width as the road.
As they should be. All right, we found a tram. And what is this building?
It's a school.
And not even like a college, like just a primary school.
K through 9.
Goodbye, school. This tram is packed, as you can see. Tramception to the total middle of nowhere. I mean, I know we're making fun of this now. Like, we'll come back in like 5 years. I'm sure everyone will laugh at us, and this will be like skyscrapers.
Yeah, it's hopefully going to be something at some point.
What are these stations? There's still nothing here. You know, this food park is making me aggro. Ooh, lots of people here.
Yes.
So we're now in Civilization. This is the University Hospital. And from here, the line runs every 7 minutes up until our central station. So there's just like a ton of trips that short term here. Another stop with lots of people waiting.
Yeah, and 2 stops went from nothing to everything.
Wait, what is it? Ooh. And a Flixbus. Ugh. I have to say, it's impressive that we've been making stops and still keeping pace with this Flixbus. And that shows you that the tram is a fast way to get around. We're joining line 1 again. This will briefly be charted territory. Back at Aarhus Central because line 2 has a bunch of variants and this one doesn't go all the way south. So now we're stuck here for half an hour to wait for the next one that goes all the way down.
Okay, it's not. Something's happening.
Does it not work? Well,
Doesn't look like it.
there's a model train. It seemingly doesn't work, but oh well. There is a big crowd waiting for this tram.
Tram line 2 towards order.
There's a bunch of train yards here outside of the central station. Here's where the trams are stored.
They have the control room and all the big buttons and wheels.
That's awesome. It's kind of sad it's only every half hour here. I mean, these are some big buildings. A bunch of people got off here when it's just a little town. I mean, we passed through some farmland before this, but it's popular, I guess. We just passed through a station in the middle of this. Genuinely nothing. This is probably not going to be redeveloped either. I think it's just like fields.
Yeah, it's just
Tram horn.
It's just there was the regional railway here, so just put it in again.
There's the old station building as we leave.
Villa.
It's a D. Like, how would you get an L sound from that?
It's 1D and it's very soft.
Wow.
If it was 2 Ds, it would be more hard.
That's what she said.
Now that is quite bad.
You should talk about the regional line that's replaced.
This replaced another regional line which went from Aarhus to Ola, and the trains, they were effectively Ola Grisen, which translates to the otter pig. They look like this. So they were
Very
red,
cute.
Very cute with the white and the snow removal in the front. Very popular. People were very sad when they went, but like these trains, they're faster
and accessible. Wow, it is so foggy here in Ola. How much time do we have? Oh my god, there's a preserved pig!
Yes!
I'm so glad they left one here. That does look like a cool thing to ride.
Yeah.
Foaming. This doesn't seem to be quite as happening as Grenoble was, but it's still a town that you can take the train to, and there's stuff to do. And that's about as much as I can ask for. Well, I guess that's the entire thing.
Yes.
You failed to ride the Copenhagen Metro, which is a light metro and therefore is totally a light rail. Also, you failed to ride the Aalborg BRT, which is a bus, but it's technically light rail. Also, you forgot to ride any regional lines, which are, I would consider to also be light rail.